ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिः तानि कर्षति. This is Gita 15/7 shloka. I had received a couple of questions related to this shloka where Sri Krishna says, Mama yeva sanatanah anshah. The shloka says that Jeevatma is an ansh of Paramatma. You have always told that we must believe the Gita and we must believe the Vedas, but in this shloka there is a contradiction between Vedas and Gita. So what is the truth of this shloka, or whether this shloka is true or false, or what is the right meaning of this shloka? This is a question which I received from 3-4 people. So I am referring to the book written by my Acharya Swami Ram Swarup Yogacharya. I always recommend people to read this book to get a broader idea of Gita, because Gita can never be understood properly without the Vedic knowledge. If you want to understand Gita, primarily we must have the knowledge of the Vedas. If we don't have knowledge of the Vedas, Gita will be grossly misinterpreted by all, and that is what has happened today. Most of the authors who have written the commentary on Gita are non-Vedic Purush. They do not know anything about Vedas. Of course, they will tell themselves as Ved Vidwan, but reality is they are not studied Vedas in traditional Gurukul, and also they are not Samadhist Yogi who have realized Vedas. That is the reason today most of the authors who have written Gita believes that Paramatma and Sri Krishna are same. That means Sri Krishna is Paramatma. The world is created by Sri Krishna based on the knowledge of the Gita, which is totally against Vedas, which is totally against even the Gita knowledge, and totally against Vyasmuni and Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna worshipped Paramatma by doing yajna every day. It is coming in Mahabharata, also in the Gita. Sri Krishna says very clearly in many shlokas that Paramatma is the creator of the universe. And some shlokas he says, I am the creator of the universe also. So what is the meaning of I am? We must understand from the Vedic philosophy, from the Yoga philosophy. So wherever like Mama eva hi sanatan anshah. Mama eva sanatan anshah. Mama means Paramatma here, not Sri Krishna. Okay, in this shloka, even if you consider Mama means Paramatma, then also the shloka says Paramatma's ansha is Jeevatma. That means Jeevatma is a broken piece of Paramatma. That is the meaning that is coming from these words. So how do we understand this? My Acharya has beautifully clarified. See, this is the paksha of every Acharya. When some Acharya comments, and if he is a Vedic Acharya, he will take a neutral stand. And the neutral stand of my Acharya is very clearly written. I will read out in Hindi and explain in English also, because one person who had asked this question is a Tamil person. My Acharya has written, Artat yah Jeevatma mera sanatan ansh hai. That is what shloka says, but my Acharya written, अनादि वैदिक साहित्य और उसके पश्चात इस पृथ्वी के ऋषि प्रणीत सभी ग्रंथों और योगियों के अनुभव से यह सिद्ध है कि वैदिक त्रैतवाद ही अनादि और अनंत सत्य है. अर्थात परमेश्वर, जीवात्मा, प्रकृति, ये तीनों पदार्थ एक दूसरे से सदा भिन्न भिन्न गुण वाले हैं. अतः प्रस्तुत श्लोक का जो यह शाब्दिक अर्थ है कि यह जीवात्मा मेरा सनातन अंश है, यह शाब्दिक अर्थ सत्य नहीं है. क्लैरिफाइड. सो शाब्दिक अर्थ ऑफ दिस श्लोका असत्य है. व्हाट माय आचार्य हैज रिटन, जस्ट फॉर पीपल हु डज नॉट नो हिंदी, that based on the experiences of yogis in samadhi and based on the Vedic knowledge, Jeevatma, Paramatma, Prakriti are always bin separate. That is why Vedas support only Traitvad. They don't support, Vedas do not support the present Advaitavad concept. And all the books written by Rishi Munis after studying Vedas also clarifies about Vedic Traitvad only. They confirm that Vedic Traitvad has to be the truth. So the Shabdik Arth, the literal word meaning of this shloka is asatya. My Acharya has clarified. And further, my Acharya also has told that what could be the possible meaning of these words. And also my Acharya further clarifies. See, one more beautiful example he gives. यदि हम हलवाई की दुकान पर जाकर बर्फी के एक ताल से बर्फी का एक टुकड़ा काटकर अलग करें तो केवल गुण की दृष्टि से बर्फी के टुकड़े के 100% वही गुण होंगे जो गुण संपूर्ण ताल की शेष अर्थात बची हुई बर्फी के गुण हैं. So go to a shop and buy a barfi, buy a halwa, buy a sweet. The shop will have 10 kilos of barfi and you buy half a kilo of barfi. the half kilo of barfi will be exactly same as the remaining 9.5 kilos of barfi, right or wrong? So that means if Jeevatma becomes, suppose for why my Acharya has written this to prove that, suppose we understand, we assume that Jeevatma is the part of Paramatma, Jeevatma is ansh of Paramatma, then Jeevatma must have the same quality of Paramatma. Paramatma Shuddha hai, Paramatma is the creator, Paramatma is the destroyer of the universe, he is the one who gives the result of the karmas, he is omnipresent, he is omniscient. All these gunas of Paramatma must be there in Jeevatma also. Are we seeing it? No. Jeevatma is Alpa Shaktiman, Paramatma is Sarva Shaktiman. Jeevatma is Ekdeshi, Paramatma is Sarva Vyapak. Jeevatma, I am Jeevatma, I am present here, I am not present in your place where you are seeing the video. So I am Jeevatma, Paramatma is present here also, he is present there also when you are seeing the video. And so if Jeevatma is the part of Paramatma, then Jeevatma will have the same quality of Paramatma, like the barfi, half a kilo barfi has the same quality of 9.5 kilos barfi. So that is what my Acharya clarifies here, that the Shabdik Arth of this shloka written is wrong, is asatya. However, my Acharya further clarifies the right meaning could be like this. He says, परंतु कुछ कुछ गुण जीवात्मा के परमेश्वर से मिलते भी हैं, जैसे जीवात्मा अनादि सनातन स्वरूप है और ईश्वर भी अनादि एवं सनातन है. Like Jeevatma is also anadi and sanatan, Paramatma is also anadi and sanatan, it is matching. Certain gunas are matching, not all the gunas will match. Certain gunas are matching. ईश्वर अविनाशी है, जीवात्मा भी अविनाशी है. ईश्वर सनातन है, जीवात्मा भी सनातन है. परमात्मा भी सत्य है, जीवात्मा भी सत्य है. इन्हीं गुणों के आधार पर प्रस्तुत श्लोक में, based on these gunas only in this shloka, Sri Krishna Maharaj is saying that यह जीवात्मा परमात्मा की सनातन अंश है, अर्थात जीवात्मा भी सनातन है, परमात्मा भी सनातन है. That is the implication of the real meaning. Otherwise the word meaning, literal word meaning is asatya. But to understand that shloka in a right sense, the shloka says that Jeevatma also is Sanatan, Paramatma is also Sanatan. So Sri Krishna is saying that ye mera Sanatan ansh hai. This should be the right interpretation of this shloka. I hope you got the answer. So for further, see, even if you don't know Hindi, my suggestion is buy this book. This is part 3. There are 4 parts of Gita. Buy one part at one point of time. Buy this book, use Google Notes or Google Lens and then translate in your language and read it. Still it'll be beneficial to you. If you do not know Hindi also, it's okay. You can buy this book anyways. You can order this book from Vedamandir.com or Vedicbooks.com. So this is my suggestion. Okay, one more question which came to me was, just a second. There are a couple of questions in Pralaya Avastha. See, another beautiful question which I have already answered in my channel earlier. But anyways, let me just further clarify to this gentleman, because he is also a Shraddhavan and has good, likingness towards Veda Vidya. So he has asked, in Pralaya Avastha, if Veda mantras are submerged into Paramatma, or they also become inactive. So that means they also regenerate from Paramatma. So does it mean that Vedas are not Sanatan, as the frequency can be changed in next Kalpa and Srishti? See, this is a very important thing to understand. I think I have clarified when I explained the Sankhya Sutra 5/48, if I am not wrong, where there is a discussion between the Purva Pakshi and Kapil Muni that whether Vedas are eternal, Nitya or Anitya. So the conclusion comes is Vedas are both Nitya and Anitya. Why? How Vedas will become Anitya? If the Ved mantra is spoken by a human being. If the Ved mantra is spoken by a human being, that speaking is a kriya, is a karma, and that kriya is Anitya kriya. So because of somebody speaking, the Ved mantras are generated. That Ved mantra is Anitya. However, Vedas are Nitya because the knowledge of the Vedas is always present inside Paramatma. So based on the angle from where we look, चाहे वो उसमें सांख्य दर्शन में आता है, चाहे योगी बोले या भोगी बोले, Either it is spoken by a yogi, even if a yogi speaks the Veda mantra and a Bhogi speaks a Veda mantra, it is a Kriya that becomes a Anitya. Whereas if the yogi realizes the Veda mantra in Samadhi, he realizes direct from Paramatma. So his realization of Vedas is Nitya Veda. And somebody speaks out, the speaking is a action of Panchabhuta and Jeevatma. Jeevatma is willing to I am now willing to speak in English. So the action is happening through my Jeevatma and the reaction in the Panchabhuta. Thereby you are able to hear the sound. This process is entirely temporary and anitya. So in this process, even if somebody speaks Veda mantra, that Veda mantra will become anitya. Whereas the knowledge of the Vedas which a yogi realizes in Samadhi is directly taught from Paramatma, and Paramatma is eternal, and knowledge of Paramatma is also eternal. In that sense, the Vedas are eternal. So when the creation happens, when Paramatma gives the knowledge of the Vedas to the Rishi, the knowledge given by Paramatma is eternal Vedas, right? But whereas somebody speaks the Veda mantra, somebody writes, like, I don't have the Vedas here, but somebody writes in a book, this becomes Sanhita, this becomes non-eternal, this becomes Anitya Veda. ये वेद नहीं है. वेद का अर्थ ही जो ज्ञान परमात्मा के अंदर है वो वेद है. And in pralaya avastha, what happens? In pralaya avastha, Paramatma exists, Jeevatma exists, and Prakriti exists. Prakriti is Jad Tattva, it does not know it exists or not. Jeevatma is Chetan Tattva, still it does not know it exists or not, because Jeevatma needs the help of either Paramatma or Prakriti to realize itself. In Pralaya Avastha, Prakriti is in unmanifested stage, so Jeevatma will not know that this is Pralaya Avastha. So Jeevatma is in like a coma stage. The patient is alive, but the patient is in coma stage. His heartbeat is going on, pulse rate is there, but the patient does not know whether he is alive or not. He is in coma stage. Similarly, Jeevatma is in coma stage in Pralaya. Paramatma is Chetan and also conscious. Paramatma is conscious and he knows that he is conscious. In Pralaya stage, the knowledge of Paramatma is existing inside Paramatma. That knowledge is called as Vedas. So, we cannot separate, please understand, we cannot separate Vedas and Paramatma. Both are same. Just for understanding basis, we say this is Paramatma's Gyan. But Paramatma Gyan and Paramatma are not different. When Paramatma is there, Paramatma's Gyan is also there. So in the Pralaya stage also, Vedas are equally present as Paramatma is present inside the Paramatma. This we must understand. So Vedas are both eternal and non-eternal based on the way you see it. And this is the discussion that happens in Sankhya. Finally the conclusion is, either you consider as eternal or non-eternal, it is Paramatma Gyan. The Vani is from Paramatma. If you consider it as non-eternal, you are considering it as non-eternal because somebody is speaking it, and that speech is created by the Panchabhuta. The sound is happening because of Panchabhuta. Sound will disappear. So in that sense, you can say Vedas are non-eternal. But whereas the source of Vedas is Paramatma, is eternal. So Vedas are always eternal. So it's a very, very beautiful discussion. If you read Sankhya Darshana 5th chapter, you will understand. And one more question that came is, what is the tenure of Mukti Avastha? Is it 311 lakh years, 311 lakh crores years, or 311 crore years? No, tenure of Mukta Avastha is 311 trillion years. 31 नील 10 खरब 40 अरब. 31 नील 10 खरब is 311 trillion years, and 40 arab is 40 arab. Arab is 100. 40 arab is 4,000 crore. So that is the 311 trillion 4,000 crore years is the Mukti, length of the Mukti, period of the Mukti. And is it in this the period of Mukti includes Pralaya and Nirman also, or is it including Nirman and Pralaya? No, it is continuous. Period of Mukti, Maharishi Danan Saraswati in the 9th chapter says 36,000 times of universe creation plus 36,000 times of universe Pralaya. If you sum it up, it is 72,000 times into 432 crore years, which is 311 trillion years. So Pralaya and Nirman is all included in this 311 trillion years counting. And one more question I got is, does your Acharya wear Janeu? In our community group, I wrote a message that Shayanacharya Sannyasi does not have any rune for Samaj, home, etc. So he removes the Janayu and Ahuti to Avankund. It's not due to that. See, okay, I did not understand the pure English, but anyways, he is trying to say that in his community he has been communicating that, a sannyasi does not have any place to live, so he removes the Janayu. He cannot do Homa, so he removes the Janayu. No, that is not the reason. The reason is, see, as per Vedas, in 3 ashramas, Brahmacharya ashram, Grahastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, the person, both male and female, they wear Janayu because they have the rin in their head. In sannyas ashram, they become part of the Janayu. The rin is gone. The real sannyasi is a person who has renounced the world. He does not have any rin on his head. The world has to do their duties towards the sannyasi, so he removes the Janayu. The Janayu, sannyasi does not have parents. Sannyasi, see, 3 Janayu, 3 dots are there in Janayu, 3 threads. One is towards our Mata Pita, one is towards our Grahastha, the third one is towards our Rishi Muni Acharya Tapasvi Sannyasis. When we become sannyasi, that means a true sannyasi, not just for the namesake that I change my dress color. No. When somebody becomes a true Tyagi, true sannyasi, true Vairagyavan, then he does not have parents. He renounces his family. He does not have grahast. He renounces the grahast. He does not have wife or son or daughter. Entire world becomes his son and daughter, and he does not have any rin on his head. That is the real mean. Sannyasi means, Maharishi also writes, sannyasi means a person who is a Vairagyavan. He does not have any rin. He does not have any debt on his head. Thereby he does not need a Janayu. Whether can he do Homa? Yes, he can do based on his Acharyas. Like my Acharya's disciple, there are a couple of sannyasis for whom my Acharya told, you must still continue putting ahutis. So that is based on Acharya's guidance. For some sannyasis, Acharya says, no, you from today onwards you don't need to do Agnihotra. You don't need to do ahuti. You can do just a pravachan and you can focus on tapasya. Atma yagya karo, deva yagya mat karo. For some people, it depends on the star, the star of the sannyasi, the mansik star. The Acharya will decide whether you have to put ahuti. Acharya says, yeah, you have to put. If Acharya says, no, you have to go towards atmik yagya. Your बाह्य यज्ञ खत्म हो गया, आप आंतरिक यज्ञ करो, then आहुति खत्म हो जाता है. So that is the reason why some people do not put ahuti, some people put ahuti. It's not because that they do not have home, they remove the Janeu. That we must understand. So if you have more questions, please do send to me in the YouTube or in my email ID yourvedas@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.